we conclude telling that there's purity of air at the mountain level, and air becomes impure when it's in the ground level, and the air was more impure when it was stored in the hotel room. Nowadays, we pay a great deal of attention to pure air, open windows, to freedom from dust, to garden cities. Pasteur was one of the first to show how necessary all these are if we are right to fight against germs and diseases. Yes, for now, I like to ask you all a question. On June 5th, as we celebrate it as World's Environment Day, what do you learn from this? And why do you think that we have a slogan, Go Green, grow more trees, say no to global warming? Yes, because if we grow more trees, we get pure and fresh air. Why do we need fresh air? Yes, because fresh air has no germs in it, right? So here, Pasteur also is trying to tell us that we need to keep our windows open so that we get ourselves exposed to the fresh air of the trees. Another very useful discovery of Pasteur's while he was working in Paris was the process which we now call after him pasteurization. So we learned this in the beginning of lesson. Tetra Pak, Good Life milk, store for 7 days, nothing will happen. That is what we learned, right? Some French wine growers were troubled by a germ which had turned their wine sour. Pasteur showed that by heating the wine or milk or whatever it might be to a room temperature of 50 or 60 degrees centigrade, the germs were made harmless. Pasteurized milk is milk which has been treated in this way and then sealed to prevent more germs from entering. So as we learned, what is pasteurization is nothing but heating up packaged or non-packaged products so that the germs present in the food will be killed, and then sealing those products to make sure that no germs will enter and the food is safe. Louis Pasteur was what we should call an all-round scientist. All the research which he did in his laboratories was meant to help his fellow human beings. It would be impossible to imagine Pasteur experimenting with explosives or poison gas. So, Louis Pasteur is not a common man because he was the one who worked in chemistry labs and he also exposed himself to poisonous gases. I hope you all know what are poisonous gases. Carbon monoxide. What will happen if you inhale more of carbon monoxide? Finish. You'll take the ticket soon. So that is what. Now we realize that he was the only scientist who did many experiments. He never cared about his life. All he wanted was vaccination, and he was the very first person to discover fermentation, pasteurization, and also he's a microbiologist because he gave us the clear information about yeast. Pasteur founded the branch of science called bacteriology, or the study of bacteria. So we learned about germs. In science, the scientific term of germs is bacteria. Always now after learning this term bacteria, put it in practice and use it frequently telling it's bacteria, not germs. And Pasteur was the very first person to discover the study called bacteriology, that is called as study of bacteria. And he showed what a wide range it had by studying the bacteria in all sorts of different activities. For 3 years, he spent all his time and energy in tracking down the cause of a disease which had ruined the silkworm industry. He began to believe that most, if not all, infectious diseases were due to certain bacteria which, if they got into the blood, multiplied there and caused disease. So we know that extraction of silk is a very long process, and we get it from mulberry leaves. The worm sits and eats the mulberry leaves, and that there was an infection suffered by the worms. So he's made a deep study on this and found out that the worms were infected by some bacteria, because those days silk industries were very badly affected because of this bacteria, and there was no production of silk. So what people did, they went to Pasteur and told Pasteur, sir, are still we are facing a lot of trouble. What can be the result? Then he says that might be there's bacteria present, so let's find out a way, and that is how he came to a conclusion telling the worms were infected. Many other men were working and experimenting against those bacteria which were the enemies of man and which were invisible but present everywhere and always ready to attack. Yes. Now, other than all this, there were diseases in the world at that time also. So most of the doctors, scientists, all were busy in a race to find out of vaccine, medicine. Dr. Jenner in England had already discovered vaccination for smallpox, but inoculation against other diseases had not yet started. Here, there was a doctor called Dr. Jenner. He invented the vaccine, that is the medicine. He invented the medicine for smallpox. It's a deadly disease, but by God's grace, that's eradicated now. He discovered the vaccination, but now here we have a best example for this. We have COVID-19 going on all over the world, and there was very flashing news telling Russia has invented vaccine. That was such big relief to the world that we finally came to a conclusion we will get back to normalcy. But they all of a sudden Malaysia came and told us the virus has changed its strain. We all lost our hopes. So now the vaccines what are being made day by day, those medicines are injected in the bodies of human beings, in good human being, because if that good human being is injected with this vaccine, he will try to react to that. If he gives a good positive response, it's all clearly understood that this vaccine is going to work out on the disease. If not, it's failed. So here also, in England, there was a disease for which there was a vaccine introduced for smallpox, but for the other diseases there was no vaccination done yet. Pasteur was trying to discover a cure for the terrible disease called anthrax, which men sometimes get from infected shaving brushes, and which was attacking cows and sheep in France and killing them off very quickly. Students, underline these lines from Pasteur till very quickly. Here, Pasteur, now there was a disease called anthrax. It is a disease where if a person is infected from anthrax and that person's shaving brush was used on the other person, that person will surely suffer. Yes, so this disease was such a deadly disease that it took away lives. So Pasteur went on in a race for discovery of vaccine again. He found out first of all that a cow, not only human beings but also animals were infected. He found out first of all that a cow could not have anthrax twice. Then he began to wonder whether it would not be possible to make a cow and even a man just a little ill with anthrax so that they might not get it again. See now how his mind's working. He's telling, if I take few bacteria of anthrax and put it in a healthy man and infect him with that, and later on he will never get it again. So that if I put a vaccine on that person, he will fight with that bacteria and he'll never get the disease again. So here also the same thing is done now. Vaccine is given for the person for the virus, and if his body is reacting, if the antibodies produced by the vaccine is good and it can cure the diseases, it's understood that those antibodies are taken, and again there are many steps which will be done further. So here also Pasteur did the same, and he concluded that a person once, if a person is suffering from anthrax once, he will never get it back again. And he also told that cows will never suffer from it.